what we've got to ask ourselves is, did Jorge Martin make the right decision moving to Aprilia? There's lots of things that have happened since then. There's lots of things that happened last year. I think taking the number 1 to Aprilia is, obviously fantastic for Jorge. But, yeah, I don't know. Matt, you can go first, because that means I can then follow from what you say.
I'm glad you asked me, because I have had a visceral reaction to this, and I have such a strong opinion that I've been eager to share with everyone, because it just screams 2020 Andrea Dovizioso. When Ducati dangle that carrot and say, you're the next guy for us, we're so proud of you, sorry that you came up short this year against Pecco Bagnaia, let's try again next season. Jorge Martin ticks every single box, and they go, but I like Marquez. I don't know who to pick. If I'm Jorge Martin, I'm out. I'm done. I'll find somewhere else. And it reminds me back of Andrea Dovizioso's Ducati decision, because do you remember when Dovi had Undaunted on the back of his leathers, which soon changed to Unemployed? I think it was Austria onwards 2020. But the point being is that he said to Ducati in their contractual negotiations, I want this much money, because I feel this is what I value myself as, and this is what I feel I can bring to MotoGP and to the Bologna Bullets. And they said no. We gave him a different offer and said, this is your offer, take it or leave it. I see that exact situation with Jorge Martin. When someone doesn't appreciate what you value yourself as, it's time to move on. And I don't think there was any other option but to leave. Staying with Pramac Ducati, if it stayed as Pramac Ducati, was not an option for Jorge Martin. So I personally think he made the absolute perfect decision for him and for his future. If the odd situation comes back when he comes, after his injury, after he's recovered and after he's fully healthy, if he does well on that RSGP, the guy's a genius. If he doesn't do well, he was kind of forced out of Ducati. I don't think he's in a lose situation at all. I think it's win-win. The only difference being is that you're not on a Ducati, that's the strongest bike in the grid. But I will say I am 100% in support of Jorge Martin's decision behind moving away from Ducati. What do you think?
I'd agree. I don't think you can not say it was a decision that he made. I don't think it was it was the right one. Obviously, I know Pramac didn't even stay with Ducati anyway, so
there was rumours they would stay though before he left,
which I'm assuming was probably because they would stay because of Marc. If he'd have accepted being on the Pramac would have gone, yep, no, we'll have the Ducati, because let's be honest, totally. They would have still got, because I would have assumed at that point then, instead of Fabio getting the 25 bike, it would have been Marc that had got the 25 bike.
Yeah.
And that would have been it. I think Ducati turned around and went, as they went through, and as soon as Marc said, no, Pramac, I don't want Pramac, they went, oh, bugger.
Yes.
Quick, what did we do? And at that point, it was just, okay, well, it was a done deal. Martin was always going to say, yeah, well, like you said, okay, I know it's Marc, but look what I've done for you over the last however many years. Yep, fine. And it was time to...
Yeah, that was pure favouritism on Ducati's side. Not in the sense of, this is Marquez, we like Marquez. No, it's pure understanding that Marquez is one of the greatest riders of all time. You have a chance to sign him to your factory team. There's not that many years left for Marquez. Take it while you can. It
is. It's a no-brainer. I look at it, you're never going to say no, were you? It's like the way I would akin it to is Hamilton and Ferrari. Now, Matt, I don't know, F1 isn't 100%. You're not.
No idea. F1 so alien to me.
Hamilton he was with McLaren for 2008 to 2012. Then he went from Mercedes to 2013 until now. One of the most successful drivers of all time. And then he had an opportunity to. It's different circumstances, but it's the same. It's not the same because Ferrari they're not the best car, but Ferrari has just got that aura around it of being Ferrari. They're one of the longest teams in F1. They've been going since they are. The one you want to drive with is Ferrari, right? And Hamilton had a chance, and it was like, yep, no brainer, done. And it's a similar sort of thing with this. It was just, you are putting one of the best riders, if not the best, or at least up there in that top three, putting them on the best bike, potentially a match made in heaven. Yeah, this sport is made of tough decisions. Yes, and that was always going to happen. Unfortunately, no matter how good... Martin could have wrapped the championship up with 3 rounds to go. And
he could have won 2 years in a row.
Yeah, he could, and then he could have done. If he'd have won 2 years in a row, I think they still would have picked Marquez, because you just can't not. From a publicity perspective, how many bikes are they going to sell? Like I'm now looking. I was looking. This is slightly. I was looking at buying an S1000RR at some point. I'd love. That's my. Oh my god, bike! I want one.
You should.
I at some point, hopefully, I will. But now I'm going. I quite like the Panigale. That one looks really nice, because it is literally it's marketing, and I know it's happening to me, and I know I'm being influenced by that decision of Marc Marquez. I sound like such a Marquez fanboy. It just works, right? And it's going to help the Ducati brand as a whole. Imagine all the special bikes, special edition bikes they're going to sell. You know, they're going to do the Panigale V4 MM93. Like, my God, they could mark that for $1 million each, and they'll sell.
You're right.
Going back to Jorge, yes, definitely the right decision. I don't think he would have been good going anywhere else. Aprilia seems to be the best of the rest. Yeah, okay, KTM. Well, there was no room for him anyway on the factory team. Aprilia seems to be, looked like a half-decent bike. Opportunity came up. Yeah. I think the injury is going to hurt him a little bit more than I think it's going to hurt him quite a bit. He is experienced enough and he is good enough that he will catch up for sure.
Yes.
But he's ruled out of every single test now that the next time he's going to be on a bike is round 1.
Well, that's scary.
And it is, because you're going in, all of a sudden, everyone's, because how long's the
new
test?
Is it?
Yeah, this is what I mean. So you got another, 2 days of the test?
And he's got to rely on Marco Bezzecchi and Lorenzo Savadori's data to say, yeah, this is the right way to ride it. We've got you a good bike.
That can be I'm sure that's quite a scary thing to do. I hope the injury doesn't hurt him as much as it is, but in the back of my head, I just go, like, you miss that much testing and you miss that much of practice time, potentially, a good 70, 80, 90 laps that you're going to miss out on versus everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, that's a
more
good chunk.
Well,
potentially more. Yeah, potentially lots more as well.
He did 13. That was all he managed.
This is what I mean. So he's going to miss so
huge.
many laps, over 100 laps he's going to miss out on, which is how many 5 race distances? He is definitely behind, but I think he is strong enough to pull that back. He's not going to be nowhere.
He has the mental fortitude to bounce back. No,
he does. Yeah,
the Portimao crash almost destroyed him. He had a horrific crash in Portimao. It almost looked like that was it. And you've seen the crash with Paul Espargaro in the same corner in Portimao, and he almost didn't come back to racing. So I don't doubt Jorge's mental fortitude. No, I'm not saying that's what you were implying, because certainly didn't.
No. But
it's just difficult for his job. But I also think the biggest loser from that crash is actually Aprilia, because Aprilia still don't have a major sponsor, and we're looking at a star, a MotoGP world champion at the shame of Jorge Martin, that's now not there. As much as I adore Marco Bezzecchi, he is not the level of Jorge Martin, and nor does have the attention of Jorge Martin. For a huge negative for Aprilia, because this means lack of money, not having a major sponsor in there. And to be honest, this season I could have swore we would see a major sponsor join them.
But they never had a major sponsor, did they?
Never. Never. They never have done. They never managed to secure one with Maverick and Aleix.
But at least nothing's changed for them.
True.
At least they haven't had one and then lost it. Yeah, no,
I agree, yeah. Yeah, no, they didn't lose anything. It's just a missed opportunity, because for Jorge, for Marco, for Savadori, for Ayagorin, for Raul Fernandez, we're all excited to see the best rider in MotoGP, because you're the best rider if you win the World Championship on your bike. Yeah. So, it's such a loss, and I'm actually just genuinely upset to think that's happened, because I was really excited to see how he would tackle this beast, because it feels like now I had a Christmas present, I've seen it under the Christmas tree, and now it's no longer there. I'm opening the presents on Christmas Day, and Jorge Martin is not there. So I'm disappointed.
Weird Christmas present, but you do you. It is a shame they have lost a lot of data as well. So it is an issue for the team. It's for Aprilia themselves. The one thing I'm thinking of is it's not the same, because Rins Rins had quite a big incident. So did Enea, and obviously it's taken them a while to get back, but I know obviously their injuries were much more serious. And it's taken them a while. Now, I know Jorge is going to be back to fully racing fit by round 1, but you're still on the back foot. But either way, I think they are going to go back. Ultimately, yes, I think Aprilia was the only move for Jorge, and we'll just.
He was coerced by Alicia Spargo too.
Yeah, because they're quite good friends, aren't they?
They are, and Massimo Rivola quite likes Jorge Martin. But a fun fact, a little trivia thing for you is I love this because Marco Bezzecchi and Jorge Martin were fighting for the Moto3 World Championship in 2018. And I will confess, I like Marco Bezzecchi since that moment of him fighting with Jorge Martin. To see them go so close, battling in Moto3 to now being teammates is like come full circle for me. I think it's great. Even more coincidental is that in 2018, into the last corner of Buriram, Jorge Martin took a commanding championship lead over Marco Bezzecchi because Enea Bastianini took out Marco Bezzecchi in 2018. So it's just crazy to see all of it come round to full circle. So, yeah, a little bit of a tidbit for you there.